Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Comeback Craig, and today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about VA home loans. There's some new information out. I'll leave a link in the description to the article. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my bootcamp at comebackcraig.com. If you need medical evidence like a diagnosis or a nexus, that's what you need to establish service connection. If your doctor won't give it to you, contact my MyMedTeam. There's a link in the description to my website, and it says MyMedTeam and Nexus. All right, so today we're talking about the VA home loan program, and I have a special returning guest, Benjamin Krause, and you guys liked him, and he's lawyery and stuff, and he kind of knows about this stuff. What's going on, homeboy?
Hey, brother. You know, I'd love to say that there's awesome stuff going on. Well, there is. I don't want to lie.
Oh, wait, you know it's awesome? I just noticed it. How do you like that? Pink.
Dude, that
Pink is punk.
Yeah, I agree. In a tank top, I mean, there's nothing better. All you can have now is a couple beer cozies up at the top of your hat and just let it go.
Exactly. I let it go anyway, but I might just take you up and show up like that next time. Anyway.
That'd be great. Hey, so yeah, there's some good news out there for veterans who are having a problem coming off of the COVID stuff. So it sounds like the VA has come up with a new solution. Okay, and so this solution they're going to be calling the Veterans Affairs Servicing Purchase Program for veterans that are in basically into foreclosure or delinquent on their home loans because of COVID. Now,
that sounds kind of wordy. There's got to be an acronym.
VASP.
VASP.
Like WASP.
Yeah. Okay. Of course there is. Yeah. All right. Cool. So you went long form on us.
So VA's got this great, brand new, fancy last resort program. They call it the VASP. What the VASP does is for veterans. There's about 40,000 veterans out there with loans that are in default. VASP allows them, if they've missed 2 payments or more and they can't get any other help, to basically refi their entire mortgage at 2.5%. When, like anyone else right now, if you try to get your mortgage set up or if you get refinanced into a mortgage, you're going to be looking at around 7% interest, depending on the day and depending on what's happening. So basically, the VA's created this program. Now, at the moment, it's only affecting 40,000 vets, but I have a suspicion, as do a few of my other buddies, that they're going to be potentially rolling this out as more of a long-term plan where VA is going to start buying up mortgages in a broader way. So it's that.
So a real quick question, and you just glazed over it. 7% that's like what it actually is. Oh, that's crazy.
We're like 7.5 for some people right now. And so if you're basically behind on your mortgage and you didn't make timely decisions before and you got yourself screwed where you're going to lose your house, VA and Congress came up with this fix. And so these guys are going to get basically a sweet deal, a 2.5% rate, which is basically going to go from like an average house of $417,000, it's going to take their mortgage payment from almost $3,000 down to $1,600, which is pretty awesome. And then they're only going to pay, if you were to like have that be an entire 30-year loan, it's the difference between paying $600,000 or $175,000. You know, and I'm using rough numbers here, but
you know what this is like. I had to do this. Like I got underwater in my Long Beach house.
Yeah,
and I'd use the HAMP program or something, but I didn't actually default. But I had to, so it was a little harder. I wasn't behind. I just had to keep, lighting them up and getting like I'm gonna be. I can't afford to amortize or whatever. It was a dumb shit thing. So this is kind of a version of that. Kind of better.
Kinda. I mean, the weird rub here is whether VA is going to roll this out for all veterans that go into foreclosure, not just this segment, and I personally don't have a VA home loan right now, but I was thinking about this, like, well, if I did have a VA home loan, I'd be like missing a couple payments here so I could jump into this, because you're going to save, almost half on your monthly payment. And then at least the numbers that I have here.
You wouldn't miss payments, dude. I would never willingly, like, that's going to, like, I've worked my whole life to destroy my credit. Like, that's The
Why would I?
easiest way. You're right.
Why would I
Because we're
miss?
talking about the house and 7% versus, what did you say? 2 point something? That's a
Yes,
lot of money.
2.5. It's huge, and so again, in an average payment, it's the difference between 3,000 and about 1,600 a
Yeah.
month, right? So we're talking
And you're a
about
rich lawyer, so you probably live in a $10 million place in
yeah,
Minnesota somewhere on
yeah.
an island.
Some days I wish I did something else other than work on veteran cases because I know that there are rumors that we do get rich, but I don't. At least I'm still waiting for the Benjamins to come in myself. We'll see what happens.
It's
Maybe
all
someday.
about the Benjamins with Benjamin. Would that be fair to say? No, it's not.
Maybe today. I don't know. We'll see.
That is kind
But
of
yeah,
funny.
so this program's gonna, help out quite a few vets. But when you look at the difference, and now VA is selling Congress on this, and they're saying, oh, surely veterans won't miss a couple payments so they can, get into this program. But man, I'll tell you, the difference on how much you're going to be paying back in interest over 3 years or 30 years rather, is like insane. So like I ran it through a calculator and we're looking at 176,000 that you'd pay back if you got the 2.5 versus 630,000 if you paid it back on present mortgage.
It's
mortgage
huge.
rates.
Yeah, it's worth
It's huge.
putting your credit in whatever, right? Getting into default.
Limbo.
So that's a qualifier. I have a feeling you might be leading into what you have to be like, and that's why you said all veterans.
Yeah, right. You have to, miss a couple payments and then hopefully nobody else will help you. And then Mother VA will come in and they'll help you. She'll come in and she'll fix your stuff. And, they do such a good job on everything else with like disability claims and whatnot. I just can't imagine what could go wrong. I mean,
We're here. I'm the government. I'm here to help. Not we're here. Yeah, not helping. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp at combatcraig.com. If you need medical evidence like a diagnosis or a nexus, that's what you need to establish service connection. If your doctor won't give it to you, contact my MedTeam. There's a link in the description to my website, and it says MedTeam and Nexus.
Basically, VA created the problem. Congress freaked out about problem. And now VA has new solution for problem. But what's really kind of weird about this is they're going to start buying mortgages, right? So not only is VA going to be in the game of, maybe giving you benefits or maybe not giving you benefits, but they're also going to be the lender for your mortgage, which is going to be
Freddie, Fannie, and VA.
Apparently VA. Yep. So they're going to be in the mix now and buying paper. So it's exciting.
Nice.
I'm sure it's a brave new world, and pretty soon they're going to be probably giving us credit cards and everything else, But so this is the thing.
But the pink is going to keep coming because I like pink, and pink is punk rock.
It's always. I mean, the pink thing. You had me right away with the pink thing. That's always like, dude.
It's like that's so bright. That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, it really goes nice with that tank top you got on there. So yeah.
I'm tank top. Yeah. It's summer.
Yeah.
It's officially not going to snow anymore, most likely.
Yeah. It's one can only hope, So anyway, this is the new shtick. This is the new thing with VA and the home loan. My hope is, at least for me personally, man, I can't wait to go get a VA home loan so I can miss me a couple payments and then bam, maybe come in there and get a
but that's if you're at 7%. You're not at. I'm at 2.6, so it wouldn't do me any good.
For you, it's like whatever. But for other people that have to refinance, so the ones that got caught in this other program that the VA had are either having to pay back 30 grand right now to stay good in their mortgage or going to have their home repossessed. And so that's what happened.
Right. Yeah. So if you're in that situation, but I bought my house in July 2020, so that was like right after it started. So the interest rates were still good then, but they've been getting stupid.
Oh, well, yeah, right now. But the problem is a lot of these veterans have to refinance right now. And so the payment, like I was describing, if you refinance now and before you were at 1,600, now you're at 3,000, like that's going to nail most veterans. They're not going to be in a position to swing that.
And you're right. It depends on the plan. So I'm thinking like 5 years ago, if you're at a 30-year mortgage and it was 2000, like I got jammed up in 2008. So yeah, who knows what the circumstances are, but they just pushed it up 5 points. People are going to feel that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that's just for the, the national average, which I still can't believe is 417. But if you're a veteran that has a mortgage and it's 600,000, 800,000, or approaching a million, again, I don't know how many people feel bad for somebody with $1 million mortgage, but if you do have to refinance and you caught yourself, you're in just kind of a bad situation because
Dude,
you
I
took
buried my
VA's
house in
advice.
a shitty house in Long Beach because Irvine was too expensive,
Yeah,
and it was $500,000, and it was just it was adequate, but it wasn't fancy, and it was in shitty
right,
Long Beach. So
right. Well,
a lot of people depends on where you live. That's why I got out of
exactly. And I think,
California.
at the end of the day, what I talk about when veterans, contact me at Kraus Law and they're wanting to know about VA, and VA said, I'm like, don't trust the VA. Why are you listening to VA? And in this context, VA said, oh, don't worry, it'll be fine. Miss your payments, come into our little, groovy program back through 2022. And then they canceled it on these folks and left them high and dry. And then they're like, oh, those guys are going to get, become homeless. Whoops, and they
Right.
just, they don't want 40,000 veterans homeless because they followed VA's, awesome advice on finances. So,
And this is like we're talking about the VA, but these things, happen. You're the guy, you're in charge of it. Oh, it didn't work. And
right.
it's like you're fired and like it doesn't exist anymore, So that happens, yeah,
All the
constantly.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all the time.
everyone watching this, don't trust the VA. If VA says go do X, run it by somebody that knows better.
I would think I wouldn't even think and do the opposite, but that doesn't always work. But it's kind of like
does not. It does not.
The VA is the enemy.
People just don't understand exactly how it works. It just seems that I don't know. I can't figure it out. But anyway, yeah. So that's the gist with this VASP program.
VASP, but I just can't get over VASP. I think of WASP for some reason. Blackie Lawless. I don't know what. I don't know why.
I think like
trying to associate it.
Right.
VASP. Yeah. Something. It's a new one. VASP.
VASP, the VASP program. But what could happen here is, depending on how the program goes, odds are it's going to be extrapolated to other veterans that are going to be struggling or dealing with foreclosure too. It just seems like that's always the way VA goes, where they create a problem and then they come up with a solution, and the solution
and everybody gets it.
Yeah, it just snowballs. So,
and I don't know how many veterans. I mean, is there like 18 million veterans?
I think that sounds right now. 20 million, 18 million. I can't remember. I mean, it's gone down quite a bit in the past decade with the
war. Right. Mm-hmm. But there's still probably million, like not everybody qualifies or has good credit or they're fresh out or something, but like we are all adults and, have the ability, whether we have the finances to back it up. So there's probably, this probably affects millions of veterans. Well, if you have a VA loan.
Has the potential. So right now there are 3.7 million vets in a VA home loan, like right now, or in some kind of VA guaranteed home loan. And then VA is presently.
Dude, I'm laughing. It's like, this is why you sent me the article.
Yeah, dude. I'm
just
like,
read it.
There's some stuff in there. And so I'm like looking over. And so VA is presently in 2023 backed 400,000 people, right? So there's a lot of folks that are coming through the VA home loan. And I've used it multiple times. I think twice. That counts. I've used it multiple times. Probably going to use it again. And it's a great program when it works well, as long as you don't take VA's like financial advice when it comes to your mortgage. So don't
let them bail you out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised
it does work sometimes. Yep,
it does work sometimes, but in this instance, they are bailing folks out. Otherwise, they'd had an additional 40,000 veterans that are potentially homeless or going to be in some kind of financial hardship. And they at least stepped in to try to fix it. And now they're going to set these folks up with a pretty sweet deal, which is interesting. And with any stroke of good fortune, maybe the rest of us veterans will be able to come on in on that wave and use the home loan too, without having to miss a couple payments. And then just everyone gets 2.5. Be like Oprah, you get a 2.5 loan. You get a 2.5 loan. Like everybody gets a 2.5 mortgage. Great. I love that. So
I am looking at the article now. Are we down to the partial claim payment part?
That's the part where VA screwed everybody.
I want to point something out. acronym for PCP is gnarly ass drugs, so they probably won't acronym that one. Like, really?
You notice that one does not have an acronym next to it. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, they're not gonna like that. That's a bad marketing idea. That's funny.
like
Whoever named this thing.
So the Voc Rehab program has a redo or a remodeling finance thing that they do, a grant, and the acronym is something like the Housing Assistance Grant, or HAG. And you know, so I was like talking with them about it, and she's like, "I'm not going to tell you what the acronym would be if we had it, but we just call it the Housing Assistance Grant." I was like, "Huh? No acronym?
That's
no
so
acronym.
government, right? Like, just do your job and count beans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, just name the thing. And it's like, did anybody take the time? Like, all we do is acronyms and pronounce them. Did anybody actually acronym it up and see what it sounds like? No.
Right? I mean, you could have come up with anything else. And what's funny about VA or Voc Rehab is that it's almost all women that are, Voc Rehab counselors and stuff. So they would have taken that personally, probably, if you ask them for the HAG.
And if they're watching right now, this is for you, whoever named it, because HAG.
Yeah. That's right. Horrible idea. Jeez.
Good job.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But the VA isn't really into marketing, or they would be marketing what we need to do, and we would know. Instead, you and I are like, oh, the VA exists. Oh, you need medical. Like,
right.
That's got to be on purpose.
Well, you would think that it wouldn't be, because everyone thinks that Mother VA is there to help and they're there to take care of everybody or this or that. And then when you start to peel back the layers, you figure out that it's a big insurance company that happens.
That's what I mean. I think they literally just they're just with us by not marketing to us. Like, it's a deliberate thing to keep the numbers down. Some, like, I'm not, no tinfoil hat, or like, they just literally don't give a shit.
Well, otherwise it's more expensive. Why would you?
And that started in the Civil War, or whatever the way long ago. Yeah.
A long time ago, and they've always made it pretty tricky to get stuff out of the VA anyway. So
because they don't like paying out money, so that actually makes good business sense. But the government's not business, which is bullshit. They are.
Right. Well, they answer to somebody, and the VA answers to the DoD. I mean, you look at all the crossover between the people that work there and the higher level stooges, and they're always ex-DoD, came to the VA, or from VA went to the DoD, and they just go back and forth and back and forth. And that's just what it is. They work hand in glove and try to keep the cost of war down, and that's all they do. Right.
Nice. It's funny talking to lawyers. I'm getting a little better. Keeping the cost of war down, not avoiding wars. Keeping the cost of war down. It's just funny. I'm literally. It's just funny talking to you guys. But I don't do it all the time. I can't do it with chicks very well.
Well, it's all, you think about it like your children, right? And they don't want to pick up their stuff afterwards, and they look at you and they're like, well, but if I cry and I throw a fit, then maybe Dad will pick up my stuff, and I don't have to pick up my stuff. And that's kind of like, I feel like the VA and the DoD. If they cry and complain, well, then they just get more new things to more new programs. They get VASP, right? And stuff like that, right? They're like, oh, whoops, and they cry to Congress, and Congress comes in, and they get a new allocation, and boom, VASP, And I think that's when I look at programs like this in the VA, this is what happens. They squawk a bit and then come up with a new thing.
And then somebody voted for this, right? Because it's law, right? Or is it law? Or is it policy?
Exactly. So I think that this is it falls under the executive decision making about this and that. So
it's Biden trying to get reelected.
Congress asked them to fix it, and then they kind of fixed it in the wheelhouse that they had. And then that's how they're creating this VASP. But I don't think
they try to fix it in that they don't have a wheelhouse; they have a square house. Like, they don't roll with circular wheels. Oh my god!
More of a block falling down.
Oh my god!
Bouncing, boom, 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 boom,
Wow.
Yeah. The problem
fixing an existing shitty program.
So I don't think VASP is like legislatively sound. I don't think that they created it that way. And
executive decision will do it. Absolutely.
I think that's kind of the direction here. But this is going to go into place in May. And I'm pretty sure the VA doesn't have statutory authority to do it. So they're going to do it using other things,
I'm ahead of you again, and I love this line. This is the line that they're taking with Blue Water Navy veterans or somebody where don't reach out to us, we'll contact you. So that's the way that veterans will not apply directly to the program, which will begin on May 31. Instead, mortgage holders will identify borrowers in need and submit requests. But like you and I wouldn't accept that. Like, there's no way I'd just wait for them, the government to come and find me out of, it's a bigger number than 40,000 people. So call, follow up, get aggressive, all that kind of stuff. It's your government working for you. So they're not working for you.
Yeah, that's basically what you got to do. It probably gets referred over from the bank. And then somehow the bank is going to know to look at this. So I think there's going to be a lot of problems with it, most likely.
Yeah. And what about I fell through the cracks. What about this group? And it's like, that's all the veterans that are supposed to be in here. We lost all of them.
Right.
No wonder nobody's signing up.
It's fine, but yeah, the
recruiting. I'm fine. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp at combatcraig.com. If you need medical evidence like a diagnosis or a nexus, that's what you need to establish service connection. If your doctor won't give it to you, contact MyMedTeam. There's a link in the description to my website, and it says MedTeam and Nexus.